Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Roommates Podcast. We're going to be getting started here. And bam, there we are. I'm here.
Hey, Dave.
Nicole's also here. There she is.
Yep.
Yes. So Jeff is off doing jury duty.
Yep.
So
We're very sad to be here without him.
Yep. So no
I
Jeff.
I cried for a solid 10 minutes before we started, and Dave screamed at all the equipment for a solid 10 minutes before we started. That's the honest truth.
Yep. I was just standing over the soundboard going, what do I do? What do I do?
Loud, angry noises.
Which, is Jeff's cam even on right now? Nope. So there's Jeff's view. It's just
Yep.
darkness. Yep.
That's accurate.
Yep. It's just sad and nothing.
Yeah, I thought we were going to wait for him to get back, but he's like, no, because he doesn't know when he's going to be back, and he just got he's on his first recess right now. And he said he had he was super bummed about going to jury duty. He's never had it before, and he was just super angry and mad about having to go. And then, I told him, because, we watch a lot of court shows and real life, Making a Murderer type stuff, the worst case scenario type of thing. And I was like, yeah, but they need people like you who have a more open mind and aren't just going to show up okay, let's just get this over with and I want to go home. So he said once he got there, he had really good feelings, and he said he was surrounded by quite a few idiots. So he was happy to be there and hopefully contribute. So that's good.
Yeah. He's doing his civic duty
Yep.
for the world.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And Apollo just plopped down at my feet.
Yeah, he bumped into me earlier from under the table, and it made me very nervous because
It's okay.
he's getting to be a big boy.
He's getting to be massive.
Yeah, and
I'm going to take him to the vet this week.
yes, it's how big do you think he's gotten?
I think I'm guessing around at least 70 pounds now. Because
70?
a month ago, when I took him to get neutered, he was 56 pounds. And he shot up again, so I'm sure he's around 70.
Dang.
I'll pick him up. I could pick him up and stand on the scale and subtract my weight and see how.
Oh,
He's gonna end up weighing 200 pounds because I'm gonna be like, well, I only weigh 94 pounds.
Okay. All right. Yes. So when you're at the vet and they're like, "Oh, he weighs 70," you're gonna be like, no.
Maybe.
At home he weighs
400 pounds. Homie's a solid 150. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, wow.
So you're just going to have to deal with me and Dave, which means probably gaming news is going to be twice as long.
Yes. And, well, I tried not to have too many topics because last time you guys were like, just Dave's gaming hours, what this is going to turn into. So I got some lighter stuff, but I do got some more details on some things, but we'll cover that when we get to it.
Did you do any reading? So me and Jeff were out of town this weekend just for 2 nights. We went to Clearwater and met up with friends. And so Dave house sat again and spent some bonding time with the dogs. But while we were there, all of that Jeffrey Epstein stuff happened. So I was going to ask if you had a chance to do any reading or anything on that yet.
No, I've seen just highlights. So your top level, buzzword stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to get too deep into it anyway because it's so, he was already, what's that called? Indicted and everything. They had a date set for him to go through with all the charges, and it wasn't until June of 2020. So it was almost a year out. But all of that information was still very much being processed, and there were a lot of big people involved. So there isn't really too much to get deep into it. That's why there's so much speculation and all the conspiracies coming out. But he did commit suicide in prison after only a week of being taken off of suicide watch, and was being charged with. I don't know the right charge to use for it, pedophilia, kind of.
Well, I saw there was a few things. I don't know if they were the actual charges, but he was being hit with human trafficking, stuff with minors. It's the big one was the human trafficking is what I saw.
Right. And, they said when they brought him in on those charges, they found, photographs and all these images of underage girls in his house. He also tried to get bail posted for himself at $100 million, which they declined, and then ended up keeping him in jail, which obviously he can't be charged now. But I don't think it's the end of all of this. I want to keep following it like as closely as I can.
Yes.
Because it's about to like get nuts.
Yeah.
Like real bad.
Well, and that's also what I saw, because it's when I saw he died, it was like an article covering like that, and they're like, people were like, does this mean there's no justice and all this? And they were like, no, they're going to now sue his estate because he was a billionaire.
Well,
or up there. The dude had a lot of money in his estate.
He was definitely a...
So they're now going to sue his estate for damages, and then also all the names that are getting dragged up along with it, and all these like reports that haven't even come out. Apparently there's other people involved. They're going after everyone who was named.
Good.
So,
yeah. The problem is some of the people who were named are heavily involved in our government.
Well, so with that, technically only one person in our government cannot be tried for a crime. I'll just go ahead. Okay, Trump, our president, while he's president, cannot be charged. As soon as he's out of office, they can get him. Doesn't matter. So he has limited protection if he had direct involvement, and there are reasons for them to charge him.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to keep following that. Anyway, so I love good like conspiracy stuff anyway. Just I enjoy it. I'm not saying I subscribe to all of it. I don't believe all of it, but this one, for some reason, like this one hit me hard, and I just laid in bed thinking about all of the like very wealthy people in the world right now, not just in the States, but like in the world that are trying to get us like they're focusing on space. All these people with multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires are focusing so heavily on like getting us to Mars.
That's like three billionaires are trying to get us to Mars.
But they have people helping them too. I mean, there are people who are going to work for them and like, okay, they're bringing in, I mean, either way, 3 billionaires is a lot of fucking money to be putting into something.
Yes, I know, but it's so out of all the billionaires out there, and I don't know what the number is. Somewhere I heard it's around I think it's under 100, but out of all of them out there, about 3 are focusing on space. Others do philanthropy.
Yeah, but no. 3 are not just focusing on space. 3 are focusing on getting to Mars and colonizing it.
Yeah, they're trying to get out of here. They're like, this planet, no, we're done.
But that makes me wonder. So this is what has been keeping me awake. What the fuck do they know? Like, what is about to happen to our planet? Like, are they going to just move all the wealthy over there and then blow us up, or let us be taken over by aliens? Like, what is going to happen?
Well, okay.
I know I'm letting my imagination run wild, but...
So, first of all, the reptilian overlords on this wonderful flat Earth of ours are going to rise up soon, so they're trying to get out of there. And no, okay. I don't think that... Everyone always thinks the wealthy are trying to kill everyone. I think that is counterproductive to any conspiracy theory, because the uber rich, they don't want to do stuff. They need commoners to do things. Why would they kill all the commoners? Why would they kill us peasants? They're not going to do it. They want to sit at the top of the tower and have things done for them. So they're not going to kill all of us off.
I don't worry that they're going to kill us. I worry that the government has plans for us, or something bad is going to happen. They want our brains or something. I don't know. But I think the rich people are trying to evacuate so that the whatever.
So a lot of the ones that are trying to get to Mars, it's the bigger picture idea for a humanity thing. It's that if we're on one planet and anything happens to this planet, our species ends. So they want to colonize, spread us out, get on Mars, make it to where, you can live on Mars or Earth. And
Mars is a shitty planet to live on.
So there's supporting evidence, and I'm going to take it lightly because I've never seen a lot of the stuff it's theorized. Like, we can only go so far with what we know. They think Mars used to be just like Earth. It had a thicker atmosphere. It had it was the magnetism around the Earth. I forget what that's called.
Ozone.
No.
Dude, I don't know. Gravity. What the fuck?
No, it has gravity. It has an atmosphere. It doesn't have the magnetic field, the magnetic force around the planet. on Mars that collapsed. So what is happening over there?
Apollo wrapped himself up in my headphones.
Oh my Lord.
Sorry. Anyway, so they think that if we can learn to colonize Mars, then if something happens to the Earth, then we'll be able to recolonize Earth.
And there's scientists with crazy theories on how to re-terraform Mars. One theory, Elon Musk. Oh, Nicole's adjusting her microphone.
I'm sorry.
No, that's what that is.
Here. Okay.
So one theory is to literally drop atomic bombs on the poles of Mars to create a nuclear winter, which will then alter the atmosphere to jumpstart it towards possibly moving closer towards a livable atmosphere. And then the idea is you go through what's called terraforming, where you build these massive machines that just intake the air around it and output it to a atmosphere that would be acceptable for us. And you do that on the entire planet till you literally convert its atmosphere to livable standards for us.
So, but isn't it more likely that if they drop bombs on another planet of that magnitude, it could just break off and could end up destroying Earth?
No.
Why?
We've set off atomic bombs on Earth. Mars has gravity. It's not like you set off a bomb and just a chunk of the planet's going to float away.
We don't know. It could. What if they?
We've sent rovers there. We know what it's like.
Well, so they say.
Well, I mean, there's that. Like,
we're taking their word for it. I guess
we're gonna believe NASA and all the lies they spew out, or that's the one thing. Like, I love when people are like, NASA's lying to us. I'm always like, what are they lying about? Everything they do is public. Every photo is public. It's all there. You could go on their website. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of photos.
Yeah, that's because in order to call NASA a liar, you have to say that they are lying about everything, which is how we ended up with people saying that the Earth is flat because they don't believe in gravity, or I don't know.
So with
it hurts me. It hurts my brain.
So the thing though is the further we get in science and technology, it's like if they are lying, that it's gonna catch up to them, because eventually we're gonna be able to be like, this is what stuff actually is like. And if it doesn't match up to back when things started, everyone's going to be like, they made all that up. So my favorite part of the conspiracy, though, is that every telescope and camera has computers in them that alter your images and make it look like that. That one cracked me up.
That's rough.
Like, open any telescope,
reaching.
there's a computer board in there. I'm like, are you serious? It would take a supercomputer to pull that off.
Some of the stuff that some of the stuff people believe is crazy. Some of this, I will say, some of the stuff that I think is possible, some people probably find crazy. But I also am not one of those people who like. There are people who just believe this stuff, like without a doubt. There's no question in their mind. They're like, "You're stupid if you believe the Earth is round," or "You're stupid if you believe,"
Yeah.
Question everything. So, in my opinion. Now, there's no science to back it up, so that rules out like all of the funding and scientists. But I believe we'd be better off as a species trying to like mentally elevate ourselves to other planes, like in a more spiritual way than in like I'm just saying there are some really weird ass articles. They're not very scientific though, and you have to just. They're more like gut feelings. Instead of trying to physically move us, I think we could mentally move us or shoot your fucking essence out and shit it out of your ears or whatever.
With essence shooting. Got it. All right. So kind of on this is actually something I wanted to talk about weeks ago, but I thought it was a little too heavy. But we're kind of on the concept of space, science, technology. Did you get a chance to see that? I already know the answer is no, but I'm going to ask anyway. Did you read that article on quantum networking that I posted? Okay.
You posted it? Where?
It was in the show notes.
You could have posted it on my headboard and I probably wouldn't have.
So, do you know what quantum linking is?
Isn't that what you and Jeff were talking about, like the teleporting?
So it's where they can take two atoms or molecules in space, and they can link them and they are linked across time and space. Doesn't matter how far apart they are linked.
Because they tested if they did something to one, it would happen
It would
to the
affect the other.
Right.
So they've been able to do this in early stages of teleportation, where they're able to like do this and then fuse a photon particle into one, and the photon particle would appear where the other one was.
Right.
So they're using this for early adoption of teleportation. There is a group who is trying to implement this into computing technology with basically networking. So the idea would be that you have a quantum linked router or server that could send data simultaneously across time and space. Instantaneous, which would mean if you have one of these setups, we could be on Mars, Earth, we could be out of our solar system, and data would be instant.
Of course, that's the first thing they're trying to do with it. Is
Well, it's because, so with the teleportation experiments,
I gotta get connected to my server faster.
Yeah. I'm not going to Mars if I can't use Snapchat. I mean, or Instagram.
Jesus.
You think they're going to get volunteers? Guys, go to Mars. It's a one-way ticket. There's no Wi-Fi. No one's going. Yeah. No, but the reason that is not actually something that could happen in our lifetime is because they're able to teleport photon particles, which can be converted into binary, on and off, one and zeros, which means if they can figure out how to scale it accordingly, we could actually have quantum networking before we die, which would give information instantaneous speed anywhere in the universe, which is just insane.
Then I don't even know if I want to go into that, because I don't even know how you feel about aliens. But what if then we could try to reach out and contact other species?
What is happening? Apollo is under the table, just
I know. He's living his life.
having a puppy party. Party of one.
All right. Jeff had added this to our thing, and I didn't read up on it. I was assuming you guys had to talk about it, about Ninja's Twitch channel.
Yes. So
I want to give my opinion. I just don't know anything about it.
So with that, did you see Ninja's response video?
No.
Okay, so with the whole story with Ninja, when he left Twitch is being a bunch of babies, and they went on his channel and they said something like the streamer is now in another castle, kind of playing on the Mario thing, and they're like, here are other streamers we want to recommend. So they were recommending other streamers on his page. They have never done that before. His is the only channel in the history of the platform they've done that on. And it's the only one it's ever been done on. Like, so it's not like they started with him and did it to some others. Nope, they did it only to him. And it was recommending, I guess, trending pages. Well, the other day, a porn account that was doing nothing but streaming porn got traction because, of course, it's porn. People are going there to see it. So it had like 15,000 people on the stream, which bumped it into trending.
Oh, my God.
Which put it right up there on Ninja's former page, recommended, boom, porn. And he was pissed. Like, he was...
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Like, he
did Twitch... What was Twitch's response to that? They say anything yet? Let me...
They converted his channel back to the way it was, but Ninja did come out and he pointed out how his is the only channel that they've ever done the recommended thing to. He said other content creators have left. You know, all this has happened. They've never done that before. They did it specifically to his channel because he's so well known. They were trying to stop people from leaving their site, essentially. And then... he also was mad because he said he's been streaming for 8 years, building his brand, and them doing this is damaging to him and his brand. Because you got people that don't know he switched yet. They go to his channel, and then they're being recommended porn. And some people don't understand how the systems or platforms work, so they're going to think Ninja is recommending porn.
Yeah, here's their apology. Our community comes to Twitch looking for live content. To help ensure they find great live channels, we've been experimenting with showing recommended content across Twitch, including on streamers' pages that are offline. Not streamers, just one, correct? Just Ninja.
His is the only channel that's been known.
Not including on streamers' pages, on Ninja's page. This helps all streamers as it creates new community connections. However, the lewd content that appeared on the @Ninja offline channel page grossly violates our terms of service, and we permanently suspended the account in question. We also have suspended these recommendations while we investigate how this content came to be promoted. On a personal note, 4 tweets in, it's taken this motherfucker 4 tweets to get to an apology. I apologize and want to apologize directly to Ninja that this happened. It wasn't our intent, but it should not have happened. No excuses. Wow.
Yeah.
And all the other streamers are saying that. How about you don't choose who gets promoted on my channel for me when I'm offline? I have auto host and a host list of people that I know and my community will like for a reason. That is so terrible.
Yeah.
That is so shitty. Twitch, what are you doing?
Like, and that's what kills me. It's the same thing. Like, there's auto hosting. Like, when I'm not online, there's very few hours of the day where my channel's not hosting because I know, I got people I know in Japan and other time zones. So there's like something going on a lot of the time. For them to like just recommend some random person under my brand, that is not cool. I don't want that. I don't want some random person I don't know.
Especially because live streaming, like the reason people do live streaming over videos is because you have instant direct contact with your viewers. If you didn't want that closeness and building that kind of like trust between the two of you, you wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I like my streams. I like having a smaller amount of people there. I like knowing who's in my chat. This is insane.
I think it was like 2 hours. For 2 hours, they were recommending porn to their viewers. Twitch is being ran right now by a bunch of I don't know what's.
Like, you want to talk about people violating terms of service.
Twitch violated their own terms of service.
Horribly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What boneheads.
And yeah, it's a problem. Like, and also just in general, the way they've responded to him leaving. Whenever a big person does leave, like, I like Twitch. I like streaming on Twitch, but honestly, I feel like it is ran by a bunch of children at this point. They are not making improvements. They're treating the top level content creators like garbage. It's getting smoky in here.
There's a weather front moving in, and your forecast for today is
cotton candy.
so professional.
But I worry about Twitch. Honestly, I'm giving it a year to 2 before they are third player in the streaming.
I honestly don't have a problem with moving to Mixer. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and
I wouldn't even consider Mixer. Mixer it's up and coming. Like, they've been around a while. They got Microsoft's backing. They're going to be a big player. I think it's going to be between Mixer and YouTube fighting for dominance, and Twitch is just going to plummet. That's my prediction.
I don't want to go back to YouTube. But I understand, like, you guys using YouTube. You guys have YouTube channels, and I don't know.
Mixer has a strong foundation.
I just like doing it for fun.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, well, the thing, though, is, like, with any streaming, like, and I know you want to do it for fun, but it's like you kind of want to know there is audience potential, and Mixer has that. Mixer is bundled with every Xbox. Like, it's not like they're D-Link or these other streaming services that are popping up, and they're like, please join us because we're cool.
I have an idea for
we're gonna start our own.
Yes, but listen, here's my idea. So it's gonna be like, those clubs that have like a special music guest or whatever, but you got to like find the password, and you got to like you figure out where it is, nobody knows, and you got to like, it's going to be like that. It's like a streaming site that then site changes like every week or something. And so if you want to find your streamer, you got to figure out the passcode, and you got to figure out what the site is, and it's like clues dropped all week long, and if you can't find it, too damn bad. And it's going to be for the best of the best, which is obviously me and you will be there.
That sounds awful.
Oh my God.
No one would go through that effort. I won't go through that effort. I'd be the streamer, and I'd be like, don't bother, guys. Just, I don't know I don't know. I went to get the URL and it gave me a math equation and there's a picture of a dog wearing a fire hat. Like, you figure it out. It's something.
Fine. But I'm just saying, there could be a few people who are like, yes, this is my thing. It's like the Da Vinci Code. And they're going to want to.
So with that, there is an audience for that. I forget what it's called. But cryptographers and other stuff. The YouTube channel Game Theory.
Yeah.
They do like summer long and like multi-season long stuff like that where they hide clues in videos and tweets, and they have websites that are like just weird stuff on the website, and people dig through the code and reverse images and mess with color settings, and they like decrypt these messages, and like there's an audience for that. In streaming though, marrying the two, I don't see how that's gonna work.
That's what they say about everything until somebody does it. It's never been done. No. You just got to figure out how to do it right.
Keyword there. You got to do it right.
Fine.
So you crack that formula, and I will build the servers, the website.
I'll get a hold of Dan Brown, and I'll get a hold of Tom Hanks. We're going to go ape shit. Aren't the Catholic Church really good at like keeping secrets? I'm going to get a hold of the Pope, and we're making a streaming website.
Okay, if you get a hold of the Pope for a streaming website, you're going to get a different kind of website. It's going to be Catholic Church streaming dot relig. I don't know what their domains are. .org.
Well, I'm definitely not asking for your help. You've done nothing but spew negativity and shoot down great ideas. You're not invited.
Yeah. Now, having streams that are password protected, that I do like. Where you could have a secret phrase that you have to get into the stream. I think that would be really cool because then it's not locked away to subscribers, or it's not behind a paywall, but there's a barrier there where it's like your audience has to go out of their way to come in.
So then you can make a Patreon and sell your patrons your passcode.
Oh God, it's just going to be all thoughts. Oh.
And be like, if you want in this stream, isn't that basically what Patreon is? Don't they have like pay only or is that just what Cam Where am I getting these wires crossed?
Okay, Patreon is a content creator subscription service. They don't offer any product. So
I just meant there are no video. I thought I've seen videos on Patreon.
You can post videos, but Patreon, the idea is that you set up content windows. So I could go on there and say every 2 weeks I'm going to release a creative video, and you can come on and support me through Patreon for. You can pledge whatever pay tier. So I can say, and you offer kickback rewards. So for $5 a month, you get behind the scenes photos. So you can pledge $5 a month, and then twice a month. And actually, a lot of people don't know this about Patreon. It can be every release. So that $5 pledge, if I do 2 releases a month, you're going to pay $5 per release. So you're pledging per content release. Now, cam girls and like we can even say the cosplay community and a lot of that, they've jumped into the whole idea of they're doing it to fund photo shoots or video shoots. So it's the same thing. It's a content release. You're paying $20 a month, and you get when this content has to come out every month, or they cannot collect that money. A lot of them are throwing Snapchat in is like a perk. Discord access is a perk. Like those are part of the tier perks.
Right.
But you have to release something to be on Patreon. There has to be a content release.
Okay. Yeah, I follow a couple people on Patreon. I actually am a patron of somebody. A patron? Is that what we're called on Patreon? I'm your patron.
Yes.
Anyway, I pay for people on Patreon. Not cam girls anymore. I discontinued those. But do you support anybody on Patreon?
The only person that I support is 5M. And with 5M, it's not like they actually do any release. They don't do a content release traditionally. It's that gets us early access to features that are released just through 5M. So every month they put out, I guess, I don't even pay attention. I guess they put out something that says this is what's been released. But then on our 5M servers, we have access to beta stuff that is not publicly available yet.
Okay.
So the perks we get like Discord perks, which we don't use because I'm not active in their Discord.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm a part of.
Nice. Yeah, I need to go through. I keep getting those like charges that are like, you so this has come out of your PayPal. And I'm like, oh, shit. What am I subscribed to now? Because I was for a while, every time I would get too drunk, I would end up subscribing to somebody. I was like, oh my God, I got like $100 in subscriptions coming out for strangers. That's nice.
Yeah, it's like I was actually the guy who founded it. I think it was John Conti. I think that's how you say his name. He was
Sounds
a DJ musical artist kind of person. He did he did good music, but I found him right before he started Patreon. And when Patreon started, the idea was to drive artists. Because you'll have artists that have like the know-how, but they can't fund the creative work. Gotcha. So that's why it's meant to be on release. It's I know it helps a lot with animators or just traditional artists where they're like, I want to make an online cartoon, but I can't afford to do it. And so they can, if they get enough patrons, they could be making however much. They could make a few hundred to a few thousand a month to release their cartoon.
That's what I'm a patron of, a comic book artist. That I was like, well, I'm always trying to find her stuff online. And then I was like, well, she has a Patreon. Why don't I just do that? And she puts it directly there. And it's only like $2 a month or something. Mm-hmm. Like, that's so cheap.
Yep. And then there's so many copycat sites out there. Like was it Coffee? Where like people put links. It's like, buy me a coffee. And it's like spelled weird. It's like with a K. But it's like just $1 tips. So you can just send someone like $1. So I know that that was common among like artists. So when I say because in the anime convention scene, I knew a lot of like artists that did like the art tables and other stuff. Right. So like that was popular among that crowd. Yep.
All right. I don't even know how the hell. Oh, we were talking about Ninja and somehow got onto.
We got on.
You're trying to teach me how to use every streaming platform there is out there.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Mixer and then Cam Girls. We just went down a rabbit hole.
I don't even know what happened. We got off the rails. So from Twitch, now we move over to YouTube. I really wish that we had the ability to bring these clips up here, and show people, even though I'm sure they've already seen it by now.
Hey. He's eating the table.
No, he's not. He's not. He's got a fucking this right here.
I watched him.
Mm-hmm. There's not a single bite mark on the table.
Because I yelled.
Uh-huh.
He had his mouth wrapped around the leg.
I don't believe it.
All right.
Anyway, this girl, Dave, I didn't even write her name down.
Oh, shoot.
I gotta Google her. Anyway, the girl who is being now charged for abusing her dog on YouTube, which I'm kind of glad we're not showing that clip just because it was hard to watch, honestly. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Like, I was like, oh, here we go, social justice warriors up in arms because a girl smacked her dog. I understand, like, don't hit your dogs.
It was Brooke Houts.
But she spit on her fucking dog.
Yeah, it was bad.
She spit on it, and she was just so hateful. I've never seen, crazy to me. He's chewing on his toy. Will you quit freaking out? It's a big toy he's chewing on, but part of it is touching the table, so when he bites it, it's like,
okay.
Here, come back over here. There you go. Come over here. Don't bite my foot. Thanks, man. Poor Dave freaks out.
What just happened?
He bit my foot.
Better spit on him.
Better spit on him. Anyway, so I've never seen somebody with this level of abuse, like, post it themselves online.
That's what cracked me up, because so we saw the clip, the one of her abusing the dog.
Yes.
And I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I could have sworn there was even a cut in that, like that had been edited together.
Mm-mm.
Okay. But either way, like, how you go and upload that? Like, how do you make that mistake?
The thing is, if I had any type of interaction like that, first of all, I have never spit on a human or a dog or any animal. But if I did, I feel like I would be hyper aware of that and very hyper aware of the fact that it was on camera. And I would be extra, extra careful to not put it on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I mean, not that like
I don't get it.
it's not like I have stuff that I don't want on YouTube, but like I get nervous just uploading my normal gaming videos where I'll go back and watch the whole thing beforehand just to make sure that like maybe there's a spot where I'm not talking and like that I didn't forget to cut something out like that. So it's like to not even go back and watch, it was what, 2 minutes? She couldn't watch a 2-minute video before pushing it live.
Yeah, that
This
was
girl
rough.
is dumb. She is dumb.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. And then, well, we were watching H3's podcast to see like what, they were thinking on it. Plus he tweeted her and said, Ethan tweeted her and was like, I'll buy your dog off of you. And I'm like, that's even more of a terrible idea. I think that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, they have a newborn.
He's not a fucking dog person. He got a little tiny dog and he was like, I don't know how I feel about dogs. And then they got a little fucking, what is it? It's like a Yorkie or something.
I think it's a Yorkie.
And I was like, really? You're going to buy a Doberman now because you're dog rescue? Come on. Shut up. Just shut up. Like,
Well, that and like on H3, like Ethan and Ela, they have a newborn.
right.
I mean, that's a big dog to bring in while also having a newborn.
That, I can't even. My eyes are just going to roll out of my head. There was something I read too. I wanted to talk to you about because I know me and you can get into a good little discussion about it.
Oh Lord.
And Jeff's not here to stick up for. It's not about Jeff. That's not why I'm saying that. It's because like I consider myself to be a feminist. And I know Jeff considers himself to be a feminist, but I was reading an article.
Are you suggesting I am not a feminist?
I am saying that, yes.
How dare you?
Okay. Anyway, so Dave don't. Dave? But anyway, I was reading an article that was like, I'm tired of hearing about toxic masculinity and mansplaining and all this stuff. And I think we should start talking more about toxic femininity and like how women are like blame their periods on stuff and their hormones on things. And I'm like, I think that now I'm realizing there are like why there are so many men who hate feminists is because they think that toxic masculinity means like we're angry at you for being a man and mansplaining to us. Toxic masculinity is it's honestly more something that men put on men. Like you can't show your feelings about things. You can't. And so I was just reading all this and I was like, what is happening on the internet? But I also think that anybody who uses the word toxic femininity can flush their head in the toilet and give themselves a nice swirly.
Okay. So the only thing me and you have ever had disagreements on with feminism is that all I have said is that the term has gotten a bad rep in recent years because of, I don't know how to phrase this. Some people, I've heard phrasing I don't want to repeat on the show, but basically like your feminist warriors. The ones that are no.
You don't want to say feminazis?
Okay, that or vagina warrior is one I've heard.
I've never heard that, but you struggling to say the word vagina just made my entire day. So please continue.
No, so those are the feminazis, like the ones that truly like they don't want actual equality. They do hate men.
But
like those are the ones that give it a bad rep.
Though.
Okay, but they fly under that flag very loudly, very proudly. I'm just saying that's where the like people that like have an issue with feminist often are referring to that.
Well, what's funny is most of the people who have an issue with, like most of the women who have an issue with men, have an issue with just douchebags.
Yeah.
Like you have this sliver of men up here who are like yeehaw douchebags, and this sliver of women up here who are like crazy, just crazy people, but they're calling themselves feminists. So then you're riling up the yeehaw men against the crazy feminists, but they're not feminists.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, I've heard I've heard you say many times, like, how are there people that aren't feminists? And it's like, that's the thing. Like when I ask, do you think I'm not? It's like, I believe in true equality. I do. I don't know why you think I don't.
Because of maybe how you vote in elections.
Well, let's not get into that one.
There you go.
People make mistakes.
And it will take me the rest of until we have a new person in office to forgive you. Dude, people wrote in Harambe, so you weren't on that ship, and we appreciate you for that. They are more to blame than anybody in the entire country.
Well, I don't know. I mean, a dead gorilla, I think, would have been a great fit at this point.
Yeah, I have to. Actually, I'm really looking forward to having a sit down with Jeff's family too, because I never can tell. I don't think that like his family votes, but I never can tell who they're in favor of because they're so like conspiracy theory ridden that I feel like they just believe everybody's like a reptile or something. But it fascinates me. So with all this Jeffrey Epstein stuff coming out, I want to see.
I've never gotten the vibe that they believe anything like that. I know that they're fascinated by stuff like that, but again, I think like even all of us are. Like I know all kinds of conspiracy theories. Do I believe any of them? Not a single one.
There's no conspiracy theories? You don't subscribe to any of them?
The Chuck E. Cheese pizza one, I do.
Okay, yeah. I don't even feel like that's a conspiracy. I think that's just something gross that they do.
Yeah. I can't think of any.
Not even like what about the...
Okay, well, I guess you could consider a conspiracy theory, but after the Snowden leaks, at this point, I've just accepted every government is monitoring everybody. And I don't even think that's conspiracy. I think that is just fact. And we're moving more and more toward it. And it's not that they're monitoring it. It's just there's mass data collection. And they're going to be feeding machine learning algorithms to scrape through the data. And it's just going to be a way for them to try to keep, not control necessarily, but tabs on the general populace. And I think that's just going to be everyday life in the next foreseeable future.
Well, I did hear, man, what was it on? It was a YouTube video, and I can't remember what channel now, but they said, a certain percentage of people believe that, like Google, Facebook, all of that, they are listening through the speakers on your phone and placing ads based on things they hear you say. I'm not even shitting you. My ass got done with that video, and I go, really wish I had a new pair of boots. Just shouted it into my phone and just started waiting to see if I haven't gotten any ads.
So,
for boots. But
what was it? Was it DoorDash? One of the services we used to get some stuff delivered. We were talking about it. I had never looked it up. I had never heard about it. You used it, and that's why we were talking about it. You're like, oh, this new service. I just learned about it. Like, we got stuff being delivered. It's great. We don't have to leave the house ever again. It's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's real cool. I went and sat down, got on Facebook. Very first ad was literally that service.
Although I could see, so I do know if I search anything, it definitely almost immediately after I search something, if I go to the next website, ads are being put on it for whatever I was searching.
Well, that's expected, but I literally had not searched it.
But our address is the same, and my address is on every app I use that I have a billing service on. So
well, and that's where, like, when I started thinking technically about it, it's like that makes sense. They can see we're in the same area. They're gonna push it, and even then, it's like I don't think anyone is ever truly actively listening. If anything, it's running through some algorithms because it all comes down to money. They're not. Why would they be listening? They don't care. They want to sell. They want to push ads. That's all they want to do is push ads. If they're going to listen to us to push ads, as long as they're pushing ads about stuff I actually would want, if they can figure out how to target me in a creepy way, which Facebook has in the past, I started unliking all of my likes because I started getting ads for stuff where it was like, I want that. I want that. And it started getting to be a problem because I wanted tons of the stuff they were showing me.
Right.
And I was like, nope, it's starting to work. They're figuring me out. And as long as it's that, I don't care. They can listen. I'll install a microphone in every room. Give me a kickback. Give me a
Don't.
discount.
Just
Amazon microphone activated on Alexa. I don't care.
settle. Oh my God.
Like, give me 1 day shipping instead of 2 day. I will let Alexa listen to everything I do.
Gross.
It's just going to be me drinking coffee at my computer.
I don't know. Wait, did you see that? It was Black Mirror, that episode where they let people watch ads for currency. They were like, how do you want to pay for your bus ticket today? And it's like, I'll watch the ad. And so they watch the ad and sit there and
I
let
have
it play.
not. Why is this not real?
I don't know.
What?
So people could pay for things through ad view time in real life.
God, Black Mirror freaks me out because there's stuff they do, and then society comes along a little bit, toeing the line of what they did.
Well, we have things that are semi-similar. Like for a long time, at least 10 years. I remember when I was like the year I graduated high school. It was where you could just sit and earn money by viewing ads. And it wasn't a great amount of money, but you could just sit and watch all these ads. And you had to do surveys and shit on them. But
yeah, what was that site? I think we both used it. We talked about it one time.
yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, because I had the Bucks, and you would just like use their search engine. Or, yeah, you would do other swag bucks.
Yeah, but there was an older one that way before like iPhone, where you had to sit at an actual computer.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
No. Ooh, careful! Don't call him. No. Stop. Oh God. Oh no.
Oh my God. Come on. When you wrap things up, I'm gonna close him up in his cage.
Am I live still?
Oh, I might have muted. No, I just muted my mic.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
See what happens when Jeff's not here?
My camera. Nope. It goes on the blue.
It's on the blue.
The other leg. Oh, okay. It's
close enough for you to close it out.
okay. So, well, Apollo just brought this to a pretty abrupt end. So I guess
We will see you guys next Monday, and Jeff will be back, and shit won't go to shit.
All right, guys.
Because Dave can't handle a little impromptu. Little ad lib, Dave. It's good for you.
I can handle it. No, we were going
improv.
We were going fine until Apollo just almost brought down all the equipment.
Oh, well,
It's fine.
adds a little spice.
He didn't do anything
Spice
wrong.
to your life.
He's just being a puppy.
Dave's like, I can't abuse him on camera. So.
Yes, I'm getting my spit ready.
Ew. God. See you guys next Monday.
All right. Bye, guys. Let me get some music for you. Later.